The stunt sequence at the end of episode 4 has to do two things. One is to fatally injure the boy Bernie, and the other one is to show that Mitchell, played by Aidan, has made a big effort to save him. And so to do that, we had to be able to get the boy and Mitchell into the same frame as the car and actually both be hit by the car at the same time.
Please, Bernie! Mitchell!
One of those unusual ones that we don't often do a two-person knockdown, it's usually just a one-person. So it's a lot more timing and getting everything right on that, because the timing is split second and it's very imperative that it's spot on.
Technically, to do a car knockdown, the person who's hit by the car actually has to be static.
And action.
And shots like this are essential to kind of building up the idea that Bernie, played by McCullough, has gone into the headlights and, like a rabbit, is stuck in front of them and frozen just for a moment before the car hits, frozen with fear.
I was quite nervous because I was just running in front of this car and it kind of felt like it was going to hit me because it stopped a couple of feet in front of me. So it was a bit scary.
We run both actors in front of the car in a safe manner, though hopefully not aware of that, and are able, just at the last moment, to replace them with their stunt doubles.
And with stunt doubles, Paul's doubling Bernie, I'm doubling Mitchell. Car knockdowns are sort of a strange one because all the speed and everything changes once you're on the car, you know, so they're quite difficult things to do.
So what we end up doing is rehearsing it a few times, get the car to just run through at a certain time, so both stunt people know how it's going to come in. So Paul, being so short, needs to actually jump up onto the car, so he needs to see the car travelling at the same speed every time so he can judge it. And then Will, on the other hand, has to come in and bounce off the side at the same time, but without getting into Paul's way. So again, it's pure timing, so that's why we ran it through so many times, and I had them both coming in and touching the car at the point of impact, so everyone was happy, you know, doing what they had to do.
It's not a natural thing to do, you know, it's not natural for standing in front of a car until it hit you, so, you know, you just got to rely on your experience, the things you've rehearsed, and then once you go through all this, to obviously try not to think too much about what's going to happen and just do it, and, you know, hopefully with what I know and what the other stunt team rounders are doing, it should work, it should go okay.
This sequence starts when Bernie's called over by his mother, he's called over the road. Mitchell, being a vampire, has got sort of a supernatural awareness of the danger that is posed by a car coming up the hill. The boy runs, Mitchell tries to save, boy and car in the same shot, and this really is McCullough, not stunt double. Then we have the headlight shot, which suggests the car's coming closer, Aidan running, and the camera pans over and we see how close he is to a moving car. We can now get into the stunt double. So we've got a close-up of the stunt double hitting the front of the car. We've now got one of our multi-camera shots of both stunt performers hitting the car, exactly as we want. We've now put the boy in front of the car and Mitchell towards the side.
3, 2, 1, action!
It was quite frightening, but it was great for us too, and it was great. The crowd reaction that I think you guys will see is the actual one where they hit the car, and there was such a thump and a hit, and when the kid hit the ground, he didn't move for like 10 seconds, to the point where I was going, if he doesn't get up in about 5 seconds, I'm just going to go over to him, because I don't care what anyone else is doing right now. This is mad. He hasn't twitched, and he got up and shook himself down and cracked his neck, and he was fine. And this guy's only like 3'5", and I'm going, oh my Christ.
You know they're going to be safe, don't you? But then you always have that little feeling that they're going to get really hurt. But then the car just came towards him, and it made a really loud banging noise, so we all thought he'd got hurt, and we're all gasping. But then he just took it really well, so we all got actually quite scared about it, but it was all right.
It went really well, and I was really pleased, and because the director's vision is basically what we saw in the end. It worked perfectly for what he wanted. He wanted someone up on the windscreen at the same time, as I said, as the guy coming in, so he could join the both actors together and keep the two of them in one shot, which we did with the real actors in the car at set speeds and set distance away. So yeah, we managed to nail it, this one, perfectly.